Today we're going to be in James. We're going to just start at just about the very beginning. We're going to start in verse 2. James chapter 1, verse 2. We're talking about trials and temptations, something obviously all of us go through at some point. We're going to be tested, and we're going to have temptations, and we're going to have trials, and things are not going to go right, and things are going to be hard. And so we're going to talk about that here. James chapter 1, verse 2. Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. I love these few verses here. This is just amazing to me how we're supposed to, anytime we come across trials and troubles and temptations and, life's not going perfect, life's not going well, and life actually may be really awful and hard, we're supposed to consider it joy, pure joy. So it's probably one of the hardest things we're going to have to do is to think about our trials as something that's good, because it hurts, and maybe our family is hurting, or we're hurting, or our health is not good, or we're struggling with something awful. We're supposed to consider it joy, pure joy, because our faith is going to be tested. It says here, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete. And thinking about all the hard things that we have to go through, maybe there is a reason for it. It may not make sense, and it may feel awful and painful and terrible, but there is a reason for it. There is a reason that God is bringing us through that. And if he lets us survive that, I think that we are supposed to share it with other people. And even though that may be very difficult to do, and maybe a very personal thing, maybe there is someone in your life that you were meant to share that with. So think about that today. Or as you read through these verses, think about what you're going through, or maybe what you have gone through in the past, and you've come through it. God's brought you through it. It may be hard to think about it as something of joy, a time of joy, but have joy now that you've gone through it, and think about who you can help with that information. Now that you've been through that trial, and maybe you know some steps now how to get out of it, or how you did it, maybe think about sharing it with someone else who's going through the exact same thing. I do believe that God sends people in our life who are there to help us, and I believe he sends people into our life who we are supposed to help. So think about your past, think about what you're going through, even if it's a difficult past. We all have difficult things, and I know I've got some things that are harder for me to think about. But think about who's in your life now. Were they sent here, or were you sent in their life to help them? Maybe they're going through something painfully awful, and you've been through something similar. How can you help them? How can your maturity and maybe your completeness, now that you've gone through that horrible thing, how can you help someone else who's going through something similar? So I hope you think about that today, and I hope you're praying on it. Ask God for what he wants you to do. Ask for his will, and I believe he'll give it to you. And I'm praying for some things in my life kind of going on right now that I know I've been through in the past, and I know what happened to me. And now there's some people in my life who are kind of going through similar things. So I'm going to be praying. I pray that I hope that you'll pray for me and help me through these things too. And I'm going to be praying for you. So I hope you're having a beautiful day. And if you're not, I pray that God will bring you some peace and some joy and some love today, so you can pass that on to someone else. So I will catch you soon.